The newest face-to-face with developers in Rise of Kingdoms has just been mailed to me 2 hours ago, and in today's video, I'll be going over every possible change coming to the game and how they will affect you as a free-to-play player, a low spender, even a whale. Alright, before we get into the video guys, if you want to see more top quality, best Rise of Kingdoms content in your YouTube feed, do like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell, because I can assure you my content's only getting better from here. Alright, so today, the newest face-to-face with developers in Rise of Kingdoms released. We know this face-to-face, whenever they do it, is a great way for us to get an insight on what's possibly coming to the game next, and how it's going to affect us. I'm going to give you a bunch of theories of really what I think's coming soon, so stick around for that. Now the first question is, the large-scale KVK team battle has become laggy. So basically when people are fighting in KVK, they're saying it's laggy. When there are lots of players, so of course when there's more players can lag, they hope the server can be optimized. Our developers have been striving to come up with a reasonable solution to this problem. We understand that your gaming experience is being affected by the limitations of graphics, special effects, number of players, etc. I really wish they didn't put etc. It kind of leaves it very vague. The good thing is, we have recently achieved some major improvements through improving our technology, such as generating maps that load more smoothly, stabler UI resources, faster frame rate during combat to offer a better gaming experience for you in large-scale team battles. We are doing our best to get the update ready as soon as possible, so this hasn't been released yet. However, as many aspects of the system have to be optimized, it may take a long time for the update to be ready. We therefore offer our deepest apologies. Basically, they're saying, for now, get wrecked, we can't really do much, but in the future, I think everyone can expect a much smoother KVK experience, especially if you're going, like, if you watch a 60 GT KVK, or like another huge Imperium battling it out, they are lagging. The whole thing is just a lag fest, and really it's whoever's game loads quicker is going to win. I think that this will help with that issue. It will help more fun in KVK. No one wants to lag, crash, and then get back on and see, oh, all 5 of my marches were swarmed. I now have 300k dead troops. It's no fun, and I hope that this actually really does fix the issue. Stabler UI resources, faster frame rate, these all sound way better than what we currently have now. Alright, this next question, very, very important for free-to-play players. The commanders of Season of Conquest are too powerful. As a newcomer, I don't have any commanders to use. The developers answered with, thank you for your feedback. As more new content and commanders are added to the game, the gap between commanders of Season of Conquest and those of previous generations is getting wider and wider. We indeed neglected to take care of new players during the early stages of the game's development. To rectify this issue, we have recently added the museum system and increased the number of commanders in the museum. That hasn't happened yet. We are currently exploring the possibility of adjusting the commander drop time before the season by making sources of some Season of Conquest commanders more readily available. Does that mean they're going to have commanders like Ramses releasing in KVK 3? That would be insane. And by rebalancing some commanders of previous generations, they'll be through the museum. Before season starts, to improve the overall gaming experience, we will continue to pay attention to your feedback. Alright, there's a lot of information in that paragraph. First of all, I think the first thing is they acknowledge that gap between season. So the older your account, the better your account is going to be. The gap between that Season of Conquest commander and like KVK 1, 2, and 3. They've acknowledged that, which is really good. Then they've also talked about rectifying the issue in the museum and increasing the number of commanders. So if we go to the museum, the only thing that I think they've changed, there aren't any new commanders. No, it's the same commanders. The only difference is now you can upgrade your relics. Now I love this change. I think this was great. I think this is going to bring you so much value with all your commanders. But I think that we can expect even more commanders past the Season 2 commanders in the future. And that's going to be great for all free-to-play players. And the other thing they added is exploring the possibility of adjusting commander drop time before the season by making the sources of some Conquest commanders more readily available. I think that this means either before you go into Season of Conquest, they're going to have like a wheel or like 2 wheels for every single type of commander. which you'll be able to take into Season of Conquest, or they're going to release some commanders before you get there. So that could mean that in KVK 3, the commanders that dropped way back in the day in KVK 3, like Ramses and Aminatori, and then for cavalry, it's Attila and Takeda, and then I think infantry we're looking at, I think it was Guan and Leo. That would be insane. If Guan and Leo are in KVK 3, that's ridiculous. So that's actually something people should really be looking forward to. Because if you're in KVK 3 and you're about to go on Season of Conquest and you're saving up your gold heads and Guan releases, I think that's a really good investment. Now we do have to wait and we will have to see what they do here. Alright, next question. The events are boring and I've wasted a lot of my time. This person's about to quit the game. We appreciate your opinion and we will optimize the events as soon as possible to make them appeal to you more. Our team has discussed this matter and we have decided to prioritize the puzzle. I don't know what the puzzle is. And Golden Kingdom. At the same time, we will consider making adjustments to events that require a long time to complete. For example, we will lower the reward threshold to make it easier to obtain rewards in Champions of Olympia. That is great. Please feel free to voice your opinions and suggestions about events to us. You can do that in their feedback. Usually they have like a feedback section every now and again. But I don't know what the puzzle is. That's something. The Golden Kingdom though. The Golden Kingdom is my least favorite event. I hate it with a passion. It's actually in game right now. In my kingdom. I hate it. This whole thing sucks. Everything about this event sucks. It takes like 40 minutes to complete. It's mundane, it's boring, and you just spam buttons and hope you win. You just really want to hope you get the correct items to win. So I agree with them working on Golden Kingdom. I think it could be so much more. I think it would actually be very interesting where you could actually control your troops. And you have to maybe you build a city from scratch over like a short period of time. And you have to scout like this small area of a fog. Or like you can have a second city in there and it could be really cool. I think Golden Kingdom could have a lot to it. A lot more than it does now than just select troops and it's basically Sunset Canyon for 30 minutes. Puzzle. I think the puzzle could be just the puzzles you have to make. I think those are just a fun minigame if anything. I don't know why you would have to change those, but there's that. The story and mode of Season of Conquest are too dull. I suggest adding new stories. Their response was, new stories are coming soon. The developers are working hard to come up with new stories. In future designs of new stories, we will focus on creative content. Plus, feel free to voice your expectations, blah, blah, blah. And we need your suggestions to provide better stories. I think they're already going in a good direction here. Like, they've got the France KVK coming out very soon, which I think will be very, very fun. They just had the King of the Nile KVK. We had March of the Ages, which was a flop, and then the Desert one, which also was a flop. But I think they're going in a good direction with these Season of Conquest stories. I'm hoping that my next KVK will be one of the new stories. I'm overdoing Strife of the Eight and, what's the other one? The other KVK one, I can't even remember the name of it. I'm overdoing those KVKs. I want to try something new. So this will hopefully be something new and exciting that the developers will work towards. And I already think that at this point they're going in a great direction. Next question. The 1-minute verification window frequently pops up during large-scale battles. The verification process is laggy, often crashes, which severely affects my gameplay. Thank you for your feedback. We have reduced the frequency of verification pop-ups during KVK. Due to prevalent usage of plugins and behavior that disrupts the game's ecology, we are unable to fix this issue for large-scale battles at the moment. Still, we will reevaluate the situation and search for an optimal solution that can improve your experience in Rise of Kingdoms. I agree, along with the lag of the first question and this question about the verification issue. I've had it happen to me a few times where I hit someone and my march just starts walking to the enemy ball and verification pops up. It just pops up and I don't even have a minute. It's just instant. And then I get wrecked and it's like, come on. And then the verification sometimes, as this guy says, it's laggy and then sometimes it doesn't even work. And I'm sitting there for 30 seconds while like my 3 marches are getting swarmed. It's ridiculous. And the response here is basically get screwed. They're not getting rid of it. Unless they reevaluate the solution and search for an optimal solution, we're pretty much screwed with this verification. I think what they should do, in my opinion, here, they should have it so that if you've got War Frenzy on, then you probably shouldn't you shouldn't get verification, or if you're attacking something, you shouldn't get verification. Because I don't think people battling with bots is a major issue in this game. Maybe filling flags is an issue, but battling with bots, I haven't really seen much of it. Like I've had people accuse other people of battling with bots, but we've never had any concrete evidence. So that's something we have to work towards fixing. I think that they really should do something more about this issue. Next question. Can the presets of armaments and formations be made readily available so that I can switch formations quickly? This is a brilliant suggestion. Wow, Lilith loves this one. We have added this feature to our plan. Please pay attention to the update announcements for a specific launch time. You know what? They actually have already got something very similar to this in-game. So my Boudica's got the hollow square formation on right now. If I switch her to, let's just say V formation real quick, and I go to my Henry, and I go up to hollow square on my Henry, it actually automatically switches to the formation on my Boudica. Like, not exactly, because you have to change it, but whatever was last put on this formation, it will switch to it instantly. Now, you can't have multiple types of armament setups on the formations, which gets a bit annoying and a bit frustrating, but it is different for each commander. And like, if I went to my Boudica now, before I put her formation back on, and I went here to the arch formation, you can see that everything on my Henry is here, and I can replace it. Now, this will take it off my Henry and be annoying like equipment is, but that's actually just a quick tip for everyone. Okay, so next thing they talk about is the immigration rules do not make sense. The matched opponents are too powerful for players who have just joined Season of Conquest. Also, the large influx of immigrating players into kingdoms has affected my gaming experience. That's the most professionally worded question ever. This issue has come to our attention. Kingdoms new to Season of Conquest are being assigned opponents that are too powerful, and there is a large influx of immigrating players into the kingdoms. Furthermore, as time passes, this issue tends to get worse. We are currently working hard on coming up with a solution in the future. We might make adjustments to the matchmaking and immigration mechanisms. For example, kingdoms that are new to Season of Conquest will be matched with other relatively new kingdoms in KVK. That's great. In addition, we will set a limit in the number of players immigrating in a single season and increase this limit based on the kingdom's development. Alright, so this question's a bit weird. So I don't know if they're talking about the large influx of people migrating to KVK2 and beyond kingdoms, because they've already done something to deal with that. I think they have like 30 players max at this point who can migrate to a KVK2 kingdom. So I don't think there's any point in hindering that even more than they already are. But if they're talking about hindering a new Season of Conquest kingdom by reducing their migration, that could be kind of detrimental to the newer kingdoms. I mean, they do say that they're going to increase the limit of players immigrating in a single season based on the kingdom's development. So I don't know if they're going to manually check how well each kingdom's going, or if it's just going to go by kingdom age. Because then I feel like this would further the gap between older kingdoms and newer kingdoms. Unless the kingdoms that are new to Season of Conquest matching other new kingdoms in KVK both have that immigration limit, and it's like kind of like a Season 4 before you get to real Season of Conquest, then this could work. But it doesn't really solve the issue of anyone who goes to Season of Conquest is still kind of behind. But I do think that if you have, let's say, a kingdom just entered Season of Conquest, and another kingdom's been in Season of Conquest for like a week or two, and they get matched in a KVK, I think that's good. Because each kingdom has relatively new players who don't have all the commanders, they don't have fancy like accessories, because you don't get accessories like Ring of Doom or Horn of Fury until you've had your first Season of Conquest. So if they put that in, that's great. Now, I don't know what they said by the immigration rules do not make sense. Now, the final thing that I put here, I want to talk about real quick, is I think that new Archer commanders are coming to the game. No one spoke about it. No one even questioned why they changed up the way they released their commanders. Hopefully it's a one-off, because I don't want Archer commanders to release now every 3 cycles of commanders. But I think that's why I spoke about Nebu in my last video, and why he really just should not be invested in at the moment, because you're looking into these new Archer commanders that are releasing. And I have that video right now on the end screen that's popped up, and if you enjoyed, please do subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.